So we are less than an hour now from the start of the new Texas legislative session.
Now both the Texas House and Senate gavel in at noon. We have team coverage at the state capitol in downtown Austin. KVUE's Adam Bennett is covering the House today. Malia Masamoto is following the Senate. And we're starting with Adam. A heated debate will be settled today. Who will be the next Speaker of the House? Adam?
Well, Rob and Jenny, a heated debate really is putting it mildly here. Normally, this is a very procedural vote. We know coming into the first day who has the votes to lead the House. But in this case, Republicans are split between two different candidates on that front, and that's giving Democrats a seat at the table. So the House Speaker rounds out the top three leaders in the state, along with the governor and the lieutenant governor. Ultimately, the Speaker is important because they decide which bills will go to a vote in the House. The current Speaker, State Representative Dave Phelan, announced last month he will not seek a third term. That leaves two Republican House members now battling for that job. Representatives David Cook of Mansfield and Dustin Burrows of Lubbock. Cook won the support from the House GOP caucus during a meeting last month, but Burrows says he has courted enough Republicans and Democrats to win. Texas Tribune politics reporter Jasper Scherer says Cook is generally favored by the more conservative lawmakers, but the split in the GOP is giving Democrats some leverage.
But beyond that, it's also just a matter of how much power sharing will take place in the Texas legislature with Democrats. The minority party, traditionally, they have the minority party, and this was Republicans as well when the Democrats were in charge decades ago, have been given some degree of power, been allowed to chair some of the less important House committees, that kind of stuff.
Now, Cook does have the backing from Governor Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, and Attorney General Ken Paxton. So let's talk numbers. It takes a simple majority vote to win House Speaker. There are 150 members in the House, so that means 76. Now, there are 62 Democrats in the House this session, so that means that if the candidates can secure all of the Democrats' votes, they would need just 14 Republicans to win. Reporting live at the state capitol, Adam Bennett, KVUE News.
Adam, thank you. As you can hear, it's a busy day, very loud inside the Dome. Now, you just heard Adam mention the balance of power. Republicans maintain control of the legislature and picked up a few seats in the November election. Again, there are 150 representatives in the House, 88 are Republican, 62 Democrats. 32 of these reps are new. That's 21% of the House. And in the upper chamber, there are 31 members in the Senate. Republicans gain a seat, making the balance 20 Republicans and 11 Democrats. 3 senators are new. New members make up 10% of that chamber.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is continuing his third term as president of the Senate and is promising another conservative session. Our team coverage continues with Malia Masamoto. Malia, what can we expect today out of the Texas Senate?
Well, Rob, there will be less fireworks on this side of the Capitol today, but that's generally the case with the Senate, which prides itself on being the more reserved chamber of the legislature. Now, but the fight for school vouchers will remain strong. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has said that passing school choice will be the Senate's top priority, only behind the state's budget. Now, he's hoping Governor Greg Abbott will declare it as an emergency item. If that happens, it will allow lawmakers to pass those bills sooner. That's because for the first 60 days of the legislative session, lawmakers can only pass bills on topics designated as emergency items by Greg Abbott. Now, in the past, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has expressed his frustration with the House's failure to pass school choice. He said since 2015, the Senate passed it 5 times, but it died in a Republican-controlled House every time. In a statement, he goes on to say, quote, "That is unacceptable and unexcusable. With an expanded Republican majority in the Texas House, there is no reason Texas students should be left inside." Now, I will be inside the Senate chamber when they gavel in at noon today and keep you updated on everything that is going on inside the chamber at KVUE News at 4 p.m. today. Live from the Capitol, Malia Masamoto, KVUE News.